Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you beautiful people with us. We've been talking about kids and how to raise kids. And one of the things that I want to share today was an actual real story. And if the person who is guilty of this story watches this, we love you dearly. But there was a party at my home. And one of the kids, 3-year-old, slipped and fell, like they always do, skinned the knee, started to cry, was ready to cry. And there was a father over there in the area who is the dearest of all human beings. And in the right manner, went to pick up the child and scoop her up and hold her in his arms and comfort her. The actual father of the child and a bunch of other fathers in the area freaked out on this dude. And they're like, don't touch her, put her down. They wanted her to go through the experience and deal with it. And he was like, what? I'm just being nice. And he's so good. He was being so nice. But the other reactions of the fathers was to say, basically, look, the kids got to go through hardship. They've got to suffer. They've got to struggle. Because in getting through that struggle, they find life, right? They find the ability to overcome. There's a beautiful saying in Romans chapter 5. Now, the apostle is not talking about falling down on the rocks and skinning your knees, but he is talking about the need that we have to go through sufferings, to go through hard things. And it's going to, as I'm going to show you in a moment, apply to children. So listen, in chapter 5, verses 3, 4, 5. More than that, we rejoice in our sufferings because we know that sufferings produce endurance. Endurance produces character. Character leads to hope, and hope does not disappoint, right? Listen to it again. Rejoice in our sufferings because they produce endurance. And endurance brings character, character to hope. Hope does not disappoint. The idea that Paul is saying is, look, man, in life, we rejoice, which is a weird word, right? To be happy about and celebrate our sufferings. Because we know that as we go through these sufferings, we begin to endure them stronger, healthier, better, right? And we become stronger men and stronger women because of it. How many of us know, as we watch other people parenting their children, how many of us have watched or maybe been guilty of ourselves where always we're protecting the child? Always we're fighting battles for them. If something happened with a friend, well, it's the friend's fault. I'll get them. Or if something happens with at school, well, it's the teacher's fault. I'm going to call and get them. Or if it's this, they call and get them. Or if it's that, they're always protecting. They call it helicoptering, helicopter parents, right? Like always hovering over, you want to protect. And I love my kids too, and I want to protect, but my goodness, people, you gotta man up a little bit and suffer through your own desire to protect them at all costs in order to allow them to fall and skin their knees and fall over when they're riding a bike and deal with teachers and deal with friends and deal with boyfriends and deal with girlfriends and deal with not getting A's all the time and blah, 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 blah. Let them deal with it, because when we take that opportunity away from them, they are not experiencing suffering. And as Paul told us, suffering leads to endurance, baby. And the end is hope. Hope doesn't disappoint. We got to go from suffering to endurance to character to hope. We can't rob them of that opportunity. We can't take it away from them. As much as it's painful on us to let them do it, to let them fall, to let them skin their knees, we know that in the end they will be better because of it. So I implore your warrior saints, time to man up a little bit and woman up a little bit. And as much as you may want to protect your children in all things, we got to let them fall, because when they fall, they learn how to stand back up. When they learn how to stand up, they're going to be better because of it. So let's not rob them of that opportunity. There are times we have to protect. I get that, and nobody's saying otherwise, right? But most times we need to let them learn to fight their own battles so they become strong. So don't protect them. Don't hover all the time. Let them fight. Let them fall, let them get back up. Love you. We'll be back tomorrow. If you want to learn more about the Bible and the mindset of Scripture and how to think like God is asking us to think, right there. Way of the Warrior Saint. Get understanding the Bible. We also have a battle plan. You can figure out how to live your life in a crucifixional manner. It's up to you. Love you. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to talk about the gratitude attitude. Until then, as always, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.